17 News begins on Stormwatch.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us for 17 News at 6 tonight. I'm Jim Scott.
And I'm Tammy Melchuk. It's good to have you with us. Let's get right to our top story of the day. Our historic drought here in California pushed aside, if only for the time being, by a day of downpours here in the valley and plentiful snowfall in our local mountains.
Rain and snow continuing to fall across the county as we speak, and we have our eyes and ears out to report back to you at home. It's always a mixed bag of news on days like today. On the downside, it's always traffic problems that come with all this wonderful precipitation. We begin our coverage tonight. 17's Marco Torres on travel conditions over the Ridge Route on Interstate 5. Marco, good evening.
Good evening, Jim. You're right. There have been a ton of different kind of traffic issues all the way up here on the Grapevine. When we were coming up ourselves, there were two. And then we got in touch with CHP Officer D.C. Williams, who was dealing with his own. And actually, we have Officer D.C. Williams with us right now. So, Officer, can you tell us a little bit about what the road conditions are like for people traveling through the Grapevine?
Right now, we've got wet roadway conditions. We are possibly expecting more snow up here. So with the temperatures dropping and the wind and the wet roadways, we're possibly looking at a lot of ice tonight. So we're just advising people to really slow down and watch their following distances as they go over the Grapevine.
Now, you were telling me just a minute ago about a story of what people should not do, especially during these weather conditions on the highway. What was it? Can you repeat that for us?
Yeah, one of the things is slow down, watch your following distance, and stay off your phone. We know the snow's pretty. Everyone wants to see the snow. They want to get a picture of the snow or video of the snow. Please stay off your phones. And so that we can pay attention to what's going on.
And then what can people do to prepare for coming through the Grapevine if maybe the Grapevine does close down at some point?
If it does close down and you're heading this way, make sure you got plenty of gas, food, snacks, water. And if you get stuck in the traffic, just be patient and try not to take the alternate routes because they're going to take you someplace where the road conditions aren't updated and you might get stuck.
Well, Officer, thank you so much for having the interview with us. And again, we'll be here at 6:30 one more time with a live update. Live from the Grapevine. Marco Torres, 17 News.
Marco. And meantime, Highway 58 is closed in both directions at this hour. Westbound 58 closed just after 4 this afternoon at the 202 due to a jackknifed big rig. And just after 5 o'clock this evening, about an hour ago, CHP closed eastbound 58 at Tower Line Road. This is a live picture here. You can see CHP is working on rerouting traffic, and they placed an additional brake at Edison Highway. There is no estimated time for when the 58 will fully reopen. Well, raindrops turned to snowflakes around 10:30 this morning in Tehachapi, and it hasn't stopped snowing since. Our own Maddie Jansen sent us this video outside her home earlier today. Tehachapi city officials say some areas have seen as much as 6 inches of snowfall.
Beautiful sight there, but not the same could be said for this. Extreme weather conditions in Frazier Park overnight. This was the scene early this morning. Winds gusting up to 75 miles per hour. Those were forecast by the National Weather Service with sustained winds around 50 miles an hour near the Grapevine. Rainfall overnight turned to snow to go along with very cold temperatures. Again, the Grapevine is still open at this hour, knock on wood. And here is a look at the snow falling near the Grapevine, the base of the Grapevine earlier today. This is from Barry Zoller, the senior vice president of Tejon Ranch Company, shot this video from his office this afternoon right there by Fort Tejon. There's been moderate snowfall on the Grapevine all day long on the Ridge Route over Interstate 5, but the roadway, again, still open at this hour. Let's turn things over to Chief Forecaster Kevin Charette. He's had a busy day in the Pinpoint Weather Center.
Yeah, it's been a busy day. You know, sometimes the Frazier Park area gets hammered, and sometimes Tehachapi gets hammered with the snow, and Tehachapi wins out for today, and it continues to snow up that way. You're talking about the winds up near the Grapevine, 82-mile-per-hour wind gusts yesterday at the peak of the Grapevine. So here's a look at our satellite and radar right now, and you can see to the west, things are winding down. That will continue throughout the evening, but the last area to wind down from all of this is going to be our mountain communities. Already seeing things wind down out of Frazier Park over the Grapevine, but again, it's going to get real cold tonight, so we're looking at icing, and then we're still seeing some good snowfall into the Tehachapi area at this hour. The winter storm warning is still in place until midnight for the Kern County mountains, and then we have the wind advisory until midnight as well. So still things are going. Here's a look outside our studios, and you can see the rain is still falling, so we're still getting some of those showers. It's a cool 43 degrees, a northwest wind at 3. Hour by hour here as we progress throughout the evening, we are going to look for some cloud cover in those 40s, and then another look at the Tehachapi area. It is still coming down right now, and it's quite breezy to go with that. We've already picked up over 5 inches of snow in the Tehachapi area. 30 degrees right now with that northwest wind at 23. Zero visibility out at the airport. Those snow showers are going to continue here probably till about midnight, and then as we head into early tomorrow morning, things come to an end. But look at those temperatures in the upper 20s.